but if you're not having fun, what's the point?
I mean, if you sit with them when they're having dinner, they do seem to be quite a close-knit team. You know, they're quite happily go and eat together and hang out together outside of the game, and they seem to have quite a good camaraderie between them. Might need it during this series.
So is this... Are they putting the Monkey King safe lane and KP's going to be playing the Naga?
I think KP can play at mid. I think he's been pretty proficient at that. You want to just dodge the Razor. I think we'll be seeing some musical chairs happening with, you know, just the constant rotations. Maybe have the Monkey King rotate through in his Mischief form early on, scout out where the the Keen cores are looking to play this.
Because the thing is, MINESKI is definitely showing us something new. They haven't played Naga Siren for 3 months now. And when they did, it was KP playing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I like honestly just don't think that the newer Naga Siren is that proficient as an offlaner.
No, it's not. It needs farm. But even like when KP played it, his team just changed it up to give him the biggest farm priority. So it didn't have to be that pure offlaner, that aura carrier. I think they'll look to pick up something like that for MINESKI. Like, I keep thinking back to Sven or something like that, that can have a stun, that can have some damage and have a team fight presence to make your team harder to kill, especially with the Naga illusions that'll eventually become a part of it. But against the Razor, it's so tough.
So they banned away the Omni Knight, thinking it's safe lane Dusa or mid Dusa, and then Monkey King on the other side, the 1-2, and that there's still the off lane available. But if they're running KP doing it, then they can still have a mid available for their safe lane.
Yeah. I don't know. This is the thing that we've seen with MINESKI when they've had a bit more success. They don't give away their entire draft early on. You know, it's something different. It's something they're not used to. Yeah, here we go. Something again. Very
what did
different.
I say?
So I was thinking like Nina for their mid, just because I thought like the burst damage would be valuable here, but Nyx Assassin is dangerous. Is Mirana better for that? I don't think so. Like, whatever. If anybody could do it, it's going to be Moon, right? If anybody can make Mirana in this current meta, it's got to be him. And they have a lot of really good setups for it, right? You've got Ensnare, Sleep, you've got Winter's Curse, Fissure as well, maybe Boundless Strike. There's so many arrow setups, though, from MINESKI. I think you just want a good frontliner here for Keen.
Well, we wanted something different, and we've got it from MINESKI. They've picked a first pick in the tournament, Naga, and a first pick all ban in any shape or form, Mirana.
I just think that Mirana's useless if you're playing it as a position 3 or lower. You need to give it farm. It doesn't...
I mean, this is going to be a Moon Mirana, surely.
Yeah,
no one else in the world plays this right now.
Not with great success, at least.
No, and the only one that could is playing on the MINESKI team. It is a classic Moon hero. But, of course, I guess the other thing to keep in mind here is that if they win this second game, it flips this meta on its head in this best of 5.
Absolutely.
Gives Keen a whole new set of headaches to look at. What can they
also
find
kind of weirded out by Keen's setup here, because I thought it was going to be the like 3 position Lesh. Oh, and it is.
Yeah.
But interesting that MINESKI banned away the Tidehunter, feeling like the dangerous old 11 Tidehunter that was such a hard frontliner to deal with that also did damage was worthy of the ban.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be... I think a big part of this is on the supports of MINESKI. You know, Febby has shown time and time again that he can have that presence with the Earthshaker, but Ninja Boogie even more so. If you can lock down that Ember Spirit, they've got so much follow-up stun afterwards, and it's going to go a huge way because it's a little bit slippery. There's some travel time with a lot of the stuns that they've got right now on MINESKI, so you need that instant catch.
Oh, you know, that's why the last time that they played the Leshrac, it was actually an old chicken hero. So they thought that was... maybe going to be happening again. That was just, again, in the Birmingham qualifiers, so.
Not that long ago. All right, gents, we'll get more, of course, at the end of this particular matchup, but it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to head into our second game of the day. The grand final is well and truly on. MINESKI have picked up a couple of brand new heroes. Is it good enough? Let's find out.
It's a great question from Paul. MINESKI with good heroes. Are they good enough, however, Kyle? We have a Naga Siren from KP. We're dusting off the old school kind of world of Naga 3 position. You would normally play this as almost a 1 position, a Moon Mirana as an answer to that Razor in mid. There's some interesting concepts.
Yeah, indeed. The newbie version of KP still has a ton of influence on this series. If you can think about it, his offlane Naga was used prominently when he was still playing on that squad. His Underlord was winning a game. Well, not his Underlord, but King Gaming's adaptation of it. It's definitely more quirky. I'm just concerned that this lineup of Keen is just so fast, and there's so much damage output from early game to mid. And once again, they've taken something that I found so strong when I was casting the CIS Birmingham qualifiers. Old but Gold made it to the finals, mostly on the backs of their willingness to just first 2 Leshrac, Nyx Assassin. From laning phase throughout the game, so much stun, tons of damage, and level 7 Edict is enough to just take down a tier 1.
Yeah.
Alone.
So you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and quickening the pace of the game, which is kind of funny when you look at the heroes from MINESKI, which, like Naga in her old sense, would always slow down the game because it'd always be this never-ending split push. But maybe is that what MINESKI is looking to also counter? Kane, if you want to fight into us, if you want to bring 4 or 5, we're going to sleep you, and then we're going to follow up with one of our many different abilities to wreck the crap out of you in a team fight.
Exactly. The only downside of the MINESKI lineup is if you look at their ability to find the backline supports and just really these early to skirmish to 2-on-2 to find kills. If you don't have a setup into a Mirana arrow, not really possible. Whereas Keen, you've got all this setup and then a Lich and a Razor that are plays they want.
Just walk straight past Kaka into the stun. Don't worry, Courier's coming to help him. Here's Ajit, but Febby taking so much damage he can turn for a fissure. Connects over on 2, tries to run back to his team. Won't be able to do so. Dark is very low, and thanks to also the sack on the Jingu, they find the revenge kill and the stolen bounty rune. Kaka will get the other one on the northern side.
Chasing though, they've got Lesh stun in a second.
Yeah, they do. It's just off cooldown. Can they hit one of these? Kaka or 11 needs to set it up, and then they get the chain stun. But Ajit's still ready to go. He's still got 3 hits of Jingu, and they're going to miss the first one, which means Ajit gets some harassment time into old 11. Arctic Burn is definitely not off cooldown. But we're definitely starting this game off at a nice, fun tempo, Kyle.
For sure. I think we'll have a far more active game. These teams' lineups are so much more willing to battle. On bottom, I think KP is the hero to watch. Such a difficult lane. Ember Spirit last pick, I love, and just demonstrate the versatility of King. It's the perfect Naga counter, but
they're up into the air. Febby with the perfect fissure block. Old 11, he cannot survive this. He'll stun up once, and Ninja Boogie's even tipping Old 11 before he can kill him.
That's well done. You're going to start with the trial at the top, secure the Monkey King's lane, because while it's a strong battler, you're very susceptible to kill lanes. You usually win trade, but against Nyx Lesh, you're always susceptible to just double stun, low armor, Edict can chase you down. You want to be able to secure that laning phase, and Kaka does a great job to pull behind tower.
It feels like 2KP wants to be left alone. Like, he needs those early levels so he can get the points up in the mirror image and the Riptide, so he's able to actually have some level of presence in this bottom lane, and some level of presence that allows him to keep a distance between himself and Old Chicken.
I'm just concerned about him. Lich Ember is one of the strongest dual lanes, especially in the safe lane. You don't really have you would never have a method of cleansing the Ember shield either, or rather removing it. So you'll need the Shaker down bottom eventually. Mid lane, however, you have no arrow threat. Moon will be level 3, could leap in Starfall perhaps.
Fissure? Febby's not going to throw it. Once again, that Observer Ward is allowing the information for that mid again to survive. Kaka, man, he's just been never ending on this pull. Drag the Dire Creep Wave, change the balance. Febby going to arrive with a fissure, actually blocking in Kaka, and thanks to that haste rune, he's got such high movement speed, but no real damage from Ninja Boogie, but he may be able to do it all himself. No, he's going to come in and body block up at Old 11. They need that strike to come. Boundless strikes have cooldown in 2 seconds time, and Kaka in the trees keep the information up. The stun comes down, and well, Kaka's been pretty well set up, but Ajit's off that tower. He can slap down and get a little bit of extra life steal, but Ajit needs to move back and switch the aggro, able to do so, and out of range of the Edict of Leshrac. Now it's a lot closer than it really, the MINESKI probably would be.
Look, bottom lane, however, Frost Shield and, oh my god, look at the split, but they found the real one.
Yeah, steering chain him up. KP still pretty damn tanky. That's 7 armor on this Naga Siren. So for all the reduction you've got, it seems the damage isn't there to follow.
Yeah, 20 move speed edge on the Ember as well, so.
God, how many times this happened to Kaka? He's down to 3 stick charges only as consumables, and he'll drop down Observer Ward just up on the hill. Some good information as Old 11, again, Febby, this time it won't block him in. So Old 11 can walk around the edge of the rock.
The mid matchup though, that's the key here. You see Moon with a 5 CS lead, at least for now. One of the favorite heroes against Razor, much like a Quap, but I actually like Morana a bit more because that leap away, you get 3 charges versus just the 1 blink.
Kaka has been such a nuisance, pulling this wave time and time again. But it's also been really credible to Ninja Boogie. He's making Kaka is having little no presence as far as getting any experience. He's still just shy of level 2. But he is causing a slight imbalance in the lane.
Yep. We saw this in games with the Razor off lane. The same method of dealing with it is...
Was that blocked? Ooh, yeah, that's blocked. He can't get back up again. He's kind of trapped in here with Febby and Moon. Starfall's available, and that's what's going to get the kill. Moon leaps up on the hill, ensuring there is no one else to help out, and then even get salved up.
Yeah, like they're fine feeding KP to the Wolves, even though Ember is free farming, because it guarantees they can do what they just did there and rotate on the mid lane. But heroes like Lesh, like Razor, they're not traditional offlaners. There's nowhere else for this hero to go. Old 11, he has to. When you're outmatched like this, you end up with no game whatsoever unless your team rotates to help you out as well. Oh, nice shoot by Kaka. That ward,
Fisher
man.
blocks him in, and because he delayed on the Starfall, Moon will have enough damage. He can leap forward to close the distance between him and Kaka. No more stick charges available. Moon will pick up his 2nd kill in the span of a minute in the mid lane, not even having to leave for his glory.
Is the key hero for MINESKI.
11's also dead. Trying stuns again. The tipping is coming. They're really trying to get into a mind.
Yeah, MINESKI have figured out in some method what they did wrong last game. They're focusing on the right lanes here. The safe lane, tri lane, just messing with what King Gaming wants to do. Just because it's a greedier lineup. They went for hero. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, Febby was trying to battle for the 5-minute rune. He's going to get chain stunning brought down.
Yeah.
Can't even get the Fisher off in time.
Yeah, that's Lesh and X4, by the way. That's a level 2 and a level 3. And that's the amount of damage you do to a hero that has nearly 800 base HP. And
actually, Keen got 3 out of the 4 bounties.
This is the greediness, though. You go for this openness to your draft as Keen, but it leads to some suboptimal matchups for you. And so all to have the Ember on line, though. This is the 10th pick Ember. He's the top net worth.
Another Fissure block. How many times will Febby do this to King Gaming? A quick leap away from Moon, canceling off the static leap, but this does buy a little bit more time for the rock wall to come down.
Yeah, Rune's going to spawn in just 10 seconds. Oh, he misses the arrow on the catapult.
Doesn't even get the extra starfall onto the Razor.
Yeah, but this Shaker also helping control the Rune. Bottle spam as Miranda. It's a very hard lane otherwise. Top, you are going to be rotating in a tri lane now. Lich is up here as Ember Naga just trade.
That impale was well off the mark, and Winter Wyver's going to try and make the most of it. The Fidget block comes in. They want to control this Lich. Dark was such a pan button game 1. Trying to return the favor in game 2. Edict Archit will start to tank it up because Febby was dropping down low. But he's also trying to build up this Jing. Look for the extra slap down to Balance Strikes, able to connect, but doesn't have the extra buff.
Oh, bottom.
Old 11 Parker are fine, and yeah, it's KP. He's in very deep. He's just juking in the trees. He's juked in the trees. Meanwhile, it just once again. Shit. He does not have the Boundless Strike.
And looking to make moves here, though, is MINESKI. Moon might want to rotate up here as well. He's going to push out mid, and then I hope he moves because he's got an Arcaner. This is a very strong Mirana, level 7 as well. Has Invis prepared. Could potentially even come bottom. No points in net on KP, but if he could land an arrow, maybe you find a kill here.
With so much attention as well drawn to the... Yeah, maybe bottom lane is the place to go. Lich is a long way away. Here comes the Arctic Burn once again, looking over towards Kaka. Fortification, trying to keep him alive. This Latrak and Kaka back to the moment. Fisher trying to separate up this lineup. Again, the Impel goes begging. Even with the vision, and Raids has moved over. He really wants to try and find something, but Moonlight Shadow is already available too. They're trying to slip it around the back to Sentry Ward. They see Ajit in so deep with 4 heroes. Ninja Boogie with a Splinter Blast, do some damage with the Monkey King. Yep. Really caught out.
Oh, so bottom, they got the song off. This is that Mirana Naga combo. Oh, but he...
White ball. Oh, that's 1 run.
Oh, man.
Old chicken back underneath the tower. That is a big miss.
That's 150-second cool. Moon. God, I think that would have. I think it actually just missed, not just the timing, but I believe it was up to the.
It was too high.
Yeah.
It was almost like he was trying to next level. It's like the song's going to wear off, maybe a second volley. He's going to try and dodge that way. I don't know. Either way, it's not hitting. Hold 11. He's just slapped down once again. Heavy damage from Ninja Boogie, but now Kaka will come back in. Ajit, still a boundless strike, and now Raze has also joined the fight. He tries to dodge the initial attack by jumping into the mischief. He does the impel. Then Kaka hasn't hit a single one of those. Lish will die in the meantime. And Ajit gets back behind underneath the tier 1 tower in mid.
Another really good rotation from Febby. Been present for 6 of the 8 kills so far, many of them in this mid lane. And I like how KP's playing this. I've said this time and time again. Whenever I watch offlaners contest people that are stronger than them in the lane, I question why you don't just go behind it. You know, just go back lane. You're ending up trading now in a very unfavorable matchup. You just got to be careful because Ember's kill threat is high.
Well, the Naga can do both, right? Because you can still send your illusions into the lane and you can creep skip it out. So you add lane presence as well as creep skip.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See him maxed out unstable current.
And they go again in mid. Fissure out, followed up with the arrow. This time he'll connect and Dark will die quickly. The Moon needs to get himself away from this while KP is going to do the same thing to the Ember Spirit. Moon goes into the Moonlight Shadow. The Edict turns on. Alt 11, can you guess right? He comes back down again. And Moonlight Shadow runs long enough that he'll survive. With Reason moving over, TP will be completed. And that's look towards top lane now. Kaka, Spike Carapace will help protect him. Febby, what again? Man, this man, oh, it's actually a full block. Oh, chicken. They have to be the new target, but man, with no flame guard, no protection, Febby will get the stun. They keep beating into him. The Wukong, oh, actually not Wukong, it's not even there yet. It's just the Chingu. Giving all the damage required, and then they go in towards mid. Away instantly to avoid the gaze of Lich. And Kaka may not be out of the woods just yet either. Another fissure. Stunning up. Spike Carapace create a little bit more base, but he slaps him down, so he gets that extra hit in. One more attack should do it. Splinter Blast. He'll come in range for it, and Kaka, he realized coming too close to that wave is how he would die.
Really well played by MINESKI. Feels like Keen. This time the squad, the pressure on them, not as composed. I think a lot of it has to do with Old 11. You know, previous game he's a
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, dude's walking around with Scorch. This is the easiest start of my life. But in this game, it's a lot different. MINESKI, like, you can see a Splinter Blast coming, and that's probably it.
Yep. Here, no, it's not going to be the option.
It's just Febby going a little too deep. Like, he's getting rid of the Observe Ward, so Kaka. Here we go again, Febby trying to do-si-do around him. Supports there with the Wizard Wyvern. Doesn't have her ulti yet. The arrow easily dodged by Keaton Gaming. And Moon wants to actually leap in and get aggressive onto Kaka. Damage reductions there, and he jumps up, and the same thing will be happening as Ember Spirit commits that Spirit to get underneath the tower. Moon does not have enough leap available, so they chains him up. Another Spirit jump forward. Moon tries to bottle charge his way through this. KP will come and join the fight. But he's got no control, not a single point up in his snare.
He messed up top. We all witnessed that. No flame guard as he dove forwards, but this time ensuring that proper committal. I like the build as well. He's going for the max flame guard chains build. When you're playing against Naga, Marana, look at all these heroes. He has so much kill threat, and you have so many stuns. If you just ensure that your follow-ups got the time to close the gaps, you're going to continue to find these pickoffs. Top net worth, he's got to continue playing this way. Oh, that helps so much. The drums will be completed soon. An Invis rune in the pocket. They'll even go for bottom shrine. Maybe they look to smoke here. Yep, so smooth from Keen. A 4-man shrine into the smoke.
But either way, she said smoked up. Winter Wyvern's going to walk in, instantly breaking the smoke. Has to get up the hill. Fissure from Febby will create a little bit of space. Winter Wyvern has no save. Went for the 2 points Arctic Burn, 3 points Splinter Blast, so there's no save from the Cold Embrace, even had enough magic.
And it's only the one kill, but the key is that it sets up for this movement. They want mid-tower, and look at this Invis rune. It's coming around. They see the Invis now, thanks to the Ember's positioning. Not in range of the sentry yet.
He's underneath the sentry ward now. They saw him on the hill at that last moment. What are you going to do? Solid the siren, sentry ward's up, here it comes. So they actually see everything. The primary target looks to be on the left. Turn it off as the arrow. Perfect. Once again with the Echo Slam controlling the backlines to Nyx Assassin. Febby just doing it solo to kill up the Nyx, but Old 11 was able to escape. And they all retreat out of the Wukong's command. There's a big combination from MINESKI, and they didn't get the target they started on.
Yep. It does demonstrate the strength of their team fight composition, though. You always start with the Naga song, the arrow. You don't have the Wyvern ult available yet, but you did have the Wukongs, and while you only find the one kill, you can't fight in there if you're keen. You've got to try and poke at the outskirts of the fight. For any
Yeah, not reaching this point. Yeah, Starfall's level 4, that's great, but the Javelin's now up. The damage is starting to increase for her, but the big items to start wasn't there. Now, the Echo Saber just gets completed after this combination was used.
Exactly, and the one...
Febby.
Nyx Slash, I said at the start, it's just, you kill everything on MINESKI if you find it alone with the Nyx Assassin. The follow-up stun is prepared. The thing about Keen, though, is that they're not nearly as cooldown reliant. They all have these cheap spells that are almost always off cooldown. Look at the juke onto the Starfall, keeps his Flame Guard alive. Drum's finished as well.
Really need a faster follow-up MINESKI,
yeah.
Or else this Ember Spirit can be so much more versatile.
Yeah, and so far it feels like the concepts that have been winning, utilizing both to win games. This time, they're not going to have the 5-on-5, but their spells have really no cooldown. So it's all about just in and out, find the kills, poke, care for the big song, counter initiations that MINESKI will be waiting to utilize. If you're ever in a position where you catch, a 3-man song on top of each other, or 3-man Wyvern ults, you get dunked on, anything like this, it just becomes so easy for MINESKI to drop all their spells, kill some heroes. Then, in that window, much like we saw MINESKI do once in the previous game, you can punish without those big R buttons online. It's just much easier said than done.
And that's something that King Gaming definitely showed if we use Game 1 as our example with their timing window. King Gaming, they understood their own window after that first mistake. They adapted very quickly, and that's where I'm wondering how MINESKI can change the tempo up. Like if Keen's gaming lineup is like, okay, well, it's very easy to read, this is the way they're going to drop, this is the way they're going to play, MINESKI sit there and go, well, we know, but what can we do to change the tempo? How do we remain the dance lead in this match?
It's difficult. I like the smoke move as an example. They unfortunately ran into a support warding, but if they can make that kind of move and find heroes at the tower, it's much easier because you really only need that moment of space, and a Leshrac Edict just clears down those objectives. Look at this.
We pause, we're back in. That's a 5-second arrow over on the Nyx Assassin, and the Static Link didn't really feel that much damage, using that small little Centaur to get some more damage into Kaka with the Splinter Blast, but Old 11 he'll arrive. He turns on the Pulse Nova and the Edict. Winter Wyvern, he cannot live through this. So again, Wyvern will go down.
Oh,
First has no effect, and maybe they do. Monkey King's up on the trees. There would have been explosions.
Oh, Ember Spirit's running for the runes. He gets the one. Great pop.
Chicken's found KP. The Moonlight Shadow's being bumped. They look towards the mid lane, Ajit. He's waiting for his initiation. He pulls back out of it. Gets a slap down. They need this extra control on Order 11. But now you see the Chamber will not bounce. They just want to kill off Nug. Sorry, she cannot tank through this Nord Chicken. He dives in real deep. Going here on tower. It's been a new spirit to get back down into the river. He will get away. And KP, they cut through him like paper, even though he got the hood activated.
Yeah, seriously. That was a 1350 HP Naga with a 400 shield plus whatever the reduction does, but it's just so much high damage. The mid game is when the team lineup will peak. They need to wait for the later game when the game sort of stagnates, and then all of a sudden Roshan becomes an objective, then the second, then the third, and you're easier able to find these team fights within choke points.
MINESKI may be a little bit annoyed their sentry didn't actually hit the Radiant Obs. It's a little bit further to the south. If they can't see this, if they can't get so much sort of in lane, you go kill Fisher. Back then, but it won't matter. Ajit can still follow through and kill while up on top. Once again, Boogie getting caught out. The Yule Scepter on Leshrac makes it such an easy setup, but Bryn wants to try and punish. The Ensnare is out. Can be guaranteed arrow if he had a back off cooldown, but it's not there yet. And Feb's got Fissure. It's up at least. Jump forward. There's your boundless strike. Clapping on two. Fissure and Arrow. Old 11. The primary target to be controlled. And Song of the Siren. KP once more. He's got the lich, but he got the bigger one. Actually sleeping up. No, the Wukong command. And then turn the attention to the Lich of Chicken. Thought about coming back. He had the double damage rune, so he felt a little bit more confident to fight. But now, maybe with the help of Kaka, he can do so, but not when the Spirit goes underneath the tower. Actually, up into the trees. He jumps down so quick, so he doesn't actually get hit by that Spirit that would have cut the tree and stunned him up. But he's still broken up. A big impale miss. They needed to control the monkey. Don't let it back up into the trees and away, but everyone's spying back from Keen. They want to have this fight. They're looking for KP. The back under the cover of Moonlight Shadow. The dust is the thing revealed. KP will die. He'll finish buying up his pipe before it, but everyone else from MINESKI gets away.
2 buybacks used, however. That's a huge win for MINESKI. And Kaka, man, that is, what, the 4th or 5th stun that would have certainly landed a kill. Was he able to connect? He's going to have to come through. It's not even about just winning this tournament, remember, Toby. You want to take home that Mercedes, too. MVPs don't miss their stuns.
Sorry, I got to win in style. Febby, man, he's shown so much style in this game already. I want to see more.
And you
Dire Observer and Sentry is down. Old Chicken's thinking about moving with his own vision, his own Observer Ward to work with his... Back that Radiant Observer Ward, but he moves so fast. The Boundless tried to create space. He'll need to buy a TP scroll. Get out of here.
top lane.
And Moon.
Got the Yols.
Very maneuverable MINESKI. Another leap forward. Dodging. The Spirit jump.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower
Turns out
under attack.
finals.
Nicely concepted drafts as well from both sides.
Yeah, exactly. It's just good to see.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
All right, tier 1 for tier 2 tower will be the trade-off. MINESKI not wanting to give the fight just yet. Maybe a jump into the top. Monkey King, yeah, he doesn't want this. That's a fresh Eye of the Storm being triggered by Yi.
And you can notice as well, MINESKI's so willing to take engagements, so long as they have Keen on the run. Their chase is nuts because they can just burn an ult here and there to always be able to find those bonus kills. It's similar to, again, what Keen has been doing throughout this event with the Wyvern.
Radiant's bottom tower
Kaka found his target. Shaker, he's going to buy his Blink Dagger. Febby's moving off his hero. Maybe now he can turn around to land the fissure. Starting up Old 11 for a moment so KP can song and potentially TP away to safety. But he wants to walk instead. The Moonlight Shadow gave the extra cover. It actually stops Ember Spirit sleeping in the water.
Yep.
Tied to the impurities.
Wait, the Echo Slam. Down to the river. Moon barely surviving, gets back underneath the shrine. He had to retreat with the Chain Frost bouncing around. But there's your Blink reveal and Echo Slam.
Yep.
No kills from either side.
I think you're okay with both of those, to be honest. The draft is easier to execute. You could see that even though the song and the curse were on cooldown, and the dunk, really, you still don't want to go high ground into a shrine, into the Monkey King ult. And it's similar to the previous game. This time it's MINESKI with the 4 ultimates that all have massive teamfight contributions. Keen, it's all just hit and run.
Meanwhile, they continuously build up their damage. Of course, the net worth, there's practically nothing in it, like not even 1,000 experience. We're almost flatlining at 0 on that. But I mean, Anya is done over on Mirana. As you said, the BKB over on Razor. So the team fight items are there, at least as far as Keen feels. So they smoke up, and once again, one Nexus come in just
Song
yet.
in
Naga
3.
Siren. Yep, Song 2, 1 seconds with the static flank. He's going to try for it, but does not get the blades to come down in time. So KB will fall.
Nice. Good glyph on mid lane.
Fish is out. Echo Slam could follow up. They may just have to follow it out. In fact, they do. The curse on Nyx Assassin, Lich and Razor both killing off Kaka.
Yeah, no Ember Spirit in that engagement. And yeah, Lesh caught off guard. If that's a Tide Hunter, it's a totally different story. But this game, Old 11, not nearly as tanky. His Ember Spirit doesn't have an Arcane on his respawn. Song's still available, however. Curse, not the longest cooldown. And if there was a spell that MINESKI don't mind wasting, air quotes, it would be that one. Only 80 seconds on the CD. Much shorter than the dunk and the song time being.
Sentry Wars. Finally, he'll actually catch both the Observer and the Sentry inside of his jungle. If King Gaming can move like that, either they had vision beforehand or they planted it when they were there. So King Gaming, they are pretty much blind on the dire side of the map. There's only the one Observer Ward which is going to time out in a minute on the northern side, and there's one very, very defensively on the south.
It seems to be a pattern for Keen, where they have these defensive. Letting pass just now. They saw a smoke and then were able to position on the high ground to win a conclusive engagement.
Oh, they won't see this smoke from MINESKI. 3 heroes together. And of course, it's the 2 you need to have the combo with. Song of the Siren into Wukong, so Naga and Monkey involved. And you do have the Echo Slam back off cooldown. I think if you so we can get that last point of experience.
Yep.
So he gets a second level in Echo Slam now.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a significant increase on the damage output. If you're able to hit a bunch of units, that is. Pipe on Naga, soon to have the defusal. You have a defusal as well on the Ember, or on the rather the Monkey King. So
it's a highest Sentry just timed out. Oh, this Razor's so close. Just nearby, the Fisher flies. It's just going to keep Razor nearby. They Moonlight Shadow up. Lich has Observer and Sentry to potentially put back down and refresh that position.
Strike later. He wants to be the physical DPS as this game continues. And 4-second chains against Mirana, Monkey, Naga, like all these heroes, they just hate playing against massive amounts of stun spam.
What do you think the focus is of this double defusal build? We've got one coming in for the Naga Siren, and we've already got the one built over on the Monkey King.
For Monkey, it's just the highest damage, especially with Wukong. So you now... The Curse and Wukong, like, you just win the fight for sure, because the Monkeys will double tap with 50 mana burn per hit as well. It's good against the Nyx and the Lesh in the event that they tank that combination. Otherwise, it's just a nice item on Monkey King nowadays. If you don't want to go Battle Fury, it's one of the most efficient gold per DPS on the market.
A fishing arrow looking for Old 11. If he was going to be taking that rune, now he shows himself. So even if it can get the initial stun, there wouldn't be the easy chain from Moon. But his damage is getting a hell of a lot better. Working in towards that BKB so we can stand during the fights.
It's one of the rare occasions. This goes to 1-1. MINESKI can pull it out from the strength of their team fight. I would not be surprised to see a game 5, just on how well these teams are playing. Not much action, I know, folks at home.
In 26 minutes, we're used to a higher level of octane.
We're spoiled here in Dota, okay?
Yeah.
In a league match, this is unbelievable.
Hey, I wasn't going to say it. I was happy to move on.
I don't expect much to go down until the Rush becomes an objective. MINESKI are they just have no incentive to look for team fights just yet. However, I would say that much like Keen in the previous game, they want to to them when they're on cooldown. Oh, Kaka almost caught that nuke with his Carapace.
Yeah, he's right on top of him. Ninja Boogie's there too. Kaka, for a moment, Archer jumps onto the tree line. There's 4 heroes, Red Gofeb in the back lines. It's your first stun out. One Wukong command. Position as Razor will have to put the entire BKB under the curse, and everyone from MINESKI is just bail.
Yeah, that's okay. It's much when you bail out of the enemy jungle. Say they were caught in their own woods. So you're cool with this. You were applying pressure. Now you just go back to catch your other side lane.
Do you also see what happened directly after? So like they came in with their observer and sentry ward. So they de-warded what MINESKI already de-warded, but they revealed the fact they put their own observer ward down. So MINESKI know where that probably only one ward is on the entire map that Keen Gaming had. They understand the vision game.
You got to be a little cautious though. Keen's done a great job of playing around the hero they want to absorb that attack.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's this long range that you're looking for. It is not coming. Moon is actually limping back through the top lane. He's not here to fight. They're having to rely on the rest of MINESKI just with Splinter Blast and the Illusions and Riptide to push back the lane. But when Edict is up, Old 11 just moves in closer.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That was possible.
Radiant's top tower.
They're going to stun each other with Splinter Blast there. She drops down from the trees. KP puts on the song of the siren, but Old 11 as well as Yi, they can just fight through their BKBs. So the TP, KP knows he cannot get it off. He needs to move back out. The curse is out. Razor was starting to steal some of the damage. Up as well. Even the Wukong's command, the buyback had to be expended to get this advantage back in. KP will finally die, giving Yi that ultra kill onto the Razor. Everyone is so low on Keen. They will walk away and they'll even try an efficiency as at peak.
I was just about to mention the BKBs, Toby. You've got one on Flesh and one on Razor. That's the big deal. You look at the damage output. It's just all these two heroes. Like, Ember Spirit went back to base. He had enough gold for his own. He would have certainly survived. Then that becomes, what, a 6-for-0 in the side of Keen? Just once again, Wyvern ult on one target. The Wukongs actually not even coming off. You can't be isolated like this as the Monkey King. And if I were to point to one flaw in the MINESKI draft, they don't have the hero Keen's utilized with this sort of lineup. That just bull rush. The one hero that goes in, tanks the spells, and allows the rest of your heroes to position off of him. You don't want Monkey King or Mirana to be the target initiated on.
Yep. And Monkey King was that target. Like, he put himself there. It was such a long leap forward without having the BKB while being on a...
Dire are scanning.
Yes, they are.
Oh, chicken. This would be a big kill to get. Febby was even jumping in deeper. Moon is the man to take the 372 gold for the kill. And still trying to catch up to the butterfly.
Then, Radiant are scanning.
If you're MINESKI...
And they're gunning. They're coming over onto the cover of Moonlight Shadow. Was only that. But they're pretty damn good to not actually walk under a single Radiant sentry because they just aren't there. They go to get the arrow, and here she flies forward. 5 seconds stun, but they know they can't go on it. There's too much behind it. And the ward was instantly de-warded.
Yeah. And to go back, what's MINESKI? Be trying to get off on here. So at the very least, somebody had to be this guy, right? And KP recognizes that. The panel talked about it. He likes these utility items. You're not going to play a carry Naga from the offlane.
Not in this game, at least. If this was 2-3 years ago, then maybe that would happen. Smoke up in the mid, but the vision from Febby forced them.
But of all targets, this might not be the one you want here.
Yeah, which one do you want to go on? Is this the real one? Oh, Yield Scepter up. The Sun will follow through. KP, pretty tanky, but not that tanky. Support's coming in. Winter Wyvern doesn't have the curse available. And KP is already down for the count. Monkey King looking for some kind of rebuttal. The Nyx Assassin was the target, dusted up, but they could not get him locked.
Now, there's no buyback on the Naga. And keep in mind, the Razor BKB timing is big. Already down to 7 seconds. And it feels like this game just started. Already 32 minutes. Like, we're in the late game all of a sudden. No longer mid.
It feels like this game's got a lot more legs. Like
For
Tier 2 towers, majority of them, like there's one that's only fallen. Breaching high ground with either of these teams, if Leshrac survives, Keen can do it. Without him, it's a pretty hard ask, and the same for MINESKI. They don't have that high damage output just yet. Mirana is still working toward it, but a couple of deaths is like setting her back.
Yeah,
but Teamfight, however, that we have a lot of.
Shiva's level 20 soon on Lesh. It's a big spike. Whether you go the 25% evasion or 50 Pulse Nova damage, both are excellent. Go for the mana break over the spell amp.
Going to try Roshan?
No, they're gonna smoke and cut top, it looks like.
Well, they see Leshrac very, very isolated by himself, but he gets a TP scroll and BKB.
They just want to finish that one wave for the Shivas. Look at this positioning.
Walk up into the shrine. Look, there is no shrine to use. They'll see instantly the Razor. Triggers his BKB, puts a static link on the Monkey King. They'll create some space, actually pulling the Nyx out of his Vendetta. The Chain Frost as well on target, but they want to focus on Febby. They do not want him to have the ability to come forward, but he gets the Echo Slam. To the side, will die for the ES. Both do not have buyback available. As MINESKI will try and wait this out in the Wukong command for the moment. It keeps Keen on their high ground. Ninja Boogie begins his TP away to safety, and he'll be successful.
And 1 core for 1 core. And how poetic is it? Just check out those death timers.
I love how you see Febby as a... Oh.
They're perfectly in sync. Unless the moment Wyvern ult is used, you've got to be careful because you don't have that full setup. And Butterfly on the Razor, wow, he is farmed.
Yep.
And it's something Gunnar brought up on the panel too. Every time you watch Yi, it feels like he's going some kind of weird item, but it always makes sense. In this game, who should hopefully be switching to one now. He's still got the Butterfly queued up, but you got to go MKB here now if you're Moon. Otherwise, you can have major issues trying to kill this Razor. Your Monkey King is still very far away. He just completed his BKB.
He actually needs the proper cannon shots. Yeah, if he doesn't have it, life's going to be a lot harder, as she said.
And another quick concept with the vision control. Look at the number of sentries placed by Radiant.
Yeah.
It's like watching Zergs play Zerg, really. But
and they extend their side of the map. Like, yeah. That's the other thing you're flying like 10. They're trying to get he actually seals Rune and gets away. This actually gives them three out of the 4.
And you can see nearly a 4,000 gold advantage in these bounties and 6K on the board. So a lot of Keen's movement and just securing these runes is what's actually cemented their lead here.
What was that? It was a... Probably take Kings in a position to defend it, and they ended up what's behind us. They'll fortify to buy a little bit of time.
It's just really fun to watch, and Keen, they just recognize, when you're MINESKI, right, you have this team fight lead, but what do you do if you want to acquire vision? There isn't much other than maybe a Monkey King or hop.
Dire's structures
but we need to ensure that we're going to play in areas that this team fight can't be used efficiently.
Yeah.
And if we're going to initiate, it's going to be with Razor walking up solo, with Ember going for the backline. Supports, they'll follow up later, all just trying to, do that damage control. Play the high percentage movements because you just simply cannot dive in and get caught once. Because that'll open up Roche, that'll lose you towers.
We'll see if they can get it. The MKB that we've been talking about for Moon has been completed. The spike happens. Oh, Karka walks up, able to hit the stuff. He just get the fight. He gets the air off. They want to get the kill over from the Razor. So much control, but the arrow won't connect. A 4-star pushes him away. The Chain Frost won't be able to continue to bounce, but this big Nyx Assassin cursed up. teammates are killing him and actually do put him down into the ground. But Old 11 ready to fight. Misses a big stun, trying to control KP. Remember, Song of the Siren is still available, as well as Wukong Command. Tree lines, but it's Old Chicken in the... Tries to go solo over on him, and the Spirit's ready to commit to jump back over. He's got so much magical damage that even with the Fisher done, they cannot save him. The Pulse Nova burns through the Wyvern with the Song of the Siren. Here comes your arrow. Angle. It hits the melee creep. It doesn't hit the target that MINESKI really intended. They'll have to back up. Too many big abilities used, and they've got nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, it's just so well played. You can even see the Shivas coming into effect, right? Because the Monkey King can't play in the trees. Lestrak's just popping it. AoE clear vision all of a sudden, and Ajit's got to get into the fight. Double buybacks utilized, but they're also on cooldown. And Hill, they're work with. If you need choke points, you want to try and force Keen into a funnel so that you can actually hit these big spells. They got a 3-man Wyvern ulti, but the Monkey King, because he had to leap away, wasn't in position to get his Wukongs off.
He felt a lot more defensive too, having to run around with the Gem and True Sight sitting on top of himself. He can't afford to lose this. He throws out the follow-up stun, combining with the arrow. It's a full 5 seconds. He's actually, well, he can't actually help out. The TP out, oh, won't be enough. You got an easy pocket one from Yi for a very long time. Buyback is available, and Chicken actually really isolated. The Aeon disc has already been popped off. He's turning around to attack in, allowing for this double stun. Just chain abilities from MINESKI, hitting their targets. But there's the track I was talking about, to the front line, to slow down, and KP caught on the wrong side of the tracks. He has no other choice but to die. They do get the buyback out from Razor, but MINESKI have both Mirana and Naga down without buybacks available, and Roshan being available.
It's just so cool. Old Chicken, like, I swear, Keen's itemization is just so much fun to watch. He's got the Aeon disc, but more importantly, he's saving the stick. You asked why you have all these diffusals on MINESKI. Partly, it's because when you Wyvern ult, you can just attack the heroes inside, drain all their mana. They're effectively useless now. But if you save that stick as Ember, you'll always be able to pop it, immediately slice, look to Remnant out if it's necessary, and, of course, ensuring that he can't just be stun locked down in a dunk arrow combination. It's all about just preserving your life so that you can continue to bait these huge spells from MINESKI and then turn it around with your own cheap stun locks.
Well, MINESKI will have a test of their high ground defense, and Aegis Immortal, this is still like, it's almost crazy to think the way games being played throughout this tournament. We've seen so many Roshans die, but this one takes over 39 minutes before the first Roshan goes down.
And it's a credit to both teams. Like, this isn't mistakes being made. Often you'll see a game like this and, you know, feels like no moves are being made, but it's really just a game of, I don't even know if it's cat and mouse, really. It's like a lion and a tiger.
Yeah, cat and mouse is not, it's not amp enough. We need more more ferociousness.
Yeah, 23-23, 40-minute bounty runes in just a moment. King Gaming have a foothold in this game, but their gold lead is primarily just these bounties. That Indecision comes out, but again, King with that perceptive scan. Every time it feels like they hit it.
Bounty runes get taken. There's an Invis rune as well that can also be grabbed. It looks like
Let's make this perfectly clear.
Cock was pointed. If you can't land the arrow, it's where your actual stun, right? There's net, there's Fisher, but these are more mechanics to set up for this 5-second arrow. All your lockdown comes from these big R buttons. And Keen, they've got their items online. You can see every core with the BKB. They're going to look to position themselves.
Whenever it's close, I think they see a tree wiggle or something. They're pinging the point exactly. Monkey's going to jump out. Feels space. The BKB. Now trigger. It's a 3-man stun. Where's the follow-up? Earthshaker. He couldn't get the instant jump. The Spike Carapace stopped him. And Razor, maybe a little bit too deep. This BKB doesn't have a long duration. Rockwall is holding him here for a very long time. They see so much here, MINESKI. Where's even flying in? Sentry Ward. Really? You go, Madden. And maybe they have the stun over on Razor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There have been
Kaka, I know he's missed a lot of stuns. The Carapaces, it was the same in game 1. Bookie's Febi's Earthshaker owned throughout most of this tournament, but every single time he looks to counter-initiate, there's a Carapace.
Yep.
On the dunk in the first game, and now the Fish is like, he can't follow up there. That was a beautiful opportunity, but just timed flawlessly once again by the Knicks. And high ground, no Wyvern for 50.
I don't know about this from Keen. Without the BKBs, the Echo Slam can actually be very, very problematic. But yeah, you're right. You have Aegis Swaddle. Here goes your song. The Wukong setup. Wait for the Echo Slam. Fires fall. That is perfect. Everybody plays stuck in the mud. They'll look for another one into the Razor. The BKB's back off cooldown in the backlines. He was looking for the kill onto the Ember Spirit. It won't happen. Barbeck's coming in from the track. Sinister is onto KP. They see him on the board. Arrow flies forward. He'll connect over on the ledge, but KP, he can't move away. The Spirit is already there, looking for the secondary kill. MINESKI, they committed everything they had, but Keen, they weathered the storm.
They just lost 3, then died, sure, but the Lesh is immediately bought back. Razor popped his BKB and got the hell out of Dot. As soon as those ults are down, we talked about it. What's MINESKI got left in the tank?
There's your buyback on ES. They're smoked up. They're trying to get back to the front lines. Looking for that fit just done already. Ember Spirit, he knows what he wants. He wants the Ember. A quick 4-star away. The melee racks will drop. Leshrac was able to enable that one. Radiant's crew might get caught, but here's your Leshrac. Hold in position. Razor, attack as fast as you want with that level 25 talent, but the Ash doesn't do as much damage. Looking to BKB and get the hell out of here. There's a double stun over on the Razor, not perfectly layered, but right now MINESKI just want to back up and reset.
Layered.
They lost their bottom lane of rack.
And there's so many layers to what Keen Gaming is looking to do. I'm just finally realizing it, but how well they play around the level 25 talent spikes. They did in the first game with the Tidehunter. This time, 100 attack speed on Razor. Ember's going to get that permanent remnant and or 2 sleight of fists. And Leshrac, level 25, 40 edict explosions. That's effectively a double edict. Each one of them.
Illusion.
Even, I mean, thing that Keen gets does.
And even their initial damage, that Aeon disc that's over on the Ember Spirit, it didn't like.
I could do this all day.
So it doesn't work.
Yep.
But the Vision game will continue. The Gem of True Sight was not lost, so it's still in the hands of the Monkey King. So vision-wise, Keen's is like, well, okay, you're going to keep taking out all levels. If we just push down the lane, we know where you are. So does the Vision game then even matter?
Dude, now it's Tanic on Razor, man. This Yi guy's absolutely crazy. Yeah,
and he's going for his own Aeon disc.
Yeah.
It's double the
perfect.
sustain.
And not only that, the Nyx has one too, and it makes total sense if you can. You might, but every side of Keen's going to be invulnerable for 2.5.
Yeah.
Then they have time to pop the BKBs. That's a strong dispel. Like, this is a just super insightful way to once again just, it seems, handle the MINESKI win condition and nullify it completely as they now chase KP.
Karka's found his target. Febby is nearby, but again.
The prize is mine.
Gold is a great.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Old Chicken up top. He takes the 2. They get the 1 on Radiant side bottom.
The
and
difference in the bounties.
It's all about the map control. If you remove this advantage, it's not nearly the same kind of game. Half the advantage is just because of bounties, which is just a representation of the map control Keen has been able to output. Again, look around the map at the sentry placement.
It's that effect of Karka too. Like, he's stolen so many bounty runes from underneath MINESKI. That's one same for the Ember Spirit. But they smoke up. They move forward.
Yep.
And looking for the scan, no one's going to be there. MINESKI are all back at base. The most important thing for them is to hit their combo.
Yep. You have all 3 level 25. Just go smoke, right? It's don't get to about as powerful as you can be, and just look at the.
Dyer's top shrine has fallen.
An edict charge. And this is all you got to do. It's just strong. Get strong, go fight. King Gaming understand this, and they're going to look to continue to try and find this engagement.
The real KP was inside that. And the Fissure connects on the Ember Spirit. They don't want to jump forward, or maybe they do. Slide a fist here and Chains Monkey jump up to the high ground, but Marana really caught out. Hasn't got the BKB up there, dealing with the dust. A forced by. Can't leap away. Curse is on the Nyx Assassin, but Ninja Boogie, he's in way too deep. The arrow flies forward. Good 5 seconds, but buying time for MINESKI to get the hell out. there. Keen are way too strong. Wyvern does have buyback, but Curse is now on cool.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
The winter worm has turned.
Well, they
Got
got rid
it.
of the towards him, and then Searing Chains, Ember Spirit. He actually got the knee now. Aaron, Aeon Discord triggered. There's your dispel and jump away. Such a great ability is Lashrak eating, just ripped through the tier 3 tower. MINESKI have to kill this pony.
In and out, the in and out just continuously.
And up just chains up while his own Wukong command. Be committed. He said for 2 minutes time. So is the ES, so is the Wyvern. Buybacks, everything MINESKI have got, they have burned. And it still won't be enough to repel King Gaming. Song of the Siren. Okay, yeah, what do you want? Arrow? You'll hit Ember.
Dire's middle tower.
Feels like
And they have him as well. So KP, he's got no illusion spawn. He's actually just going to die.
this is over.
He's got no buyback either, Toby.
This is over. He's dead for 100 seconds. There is no way that MINESKI can ever push King Gaming back out their base. They could just go for the tier 4 towers now and end up a Keen. They're being as thorough as possible, and there it is. GG is called from MINESKI. King Gaming, they are playing such flawless Dota, switching up the styles, doing it like alien.
Yeah, it's as if they turn into a different legendary Dota team every time we see them play.